The bard's life can often be a hard life, or hill and jail to rove and always move from town to town. And some folk have inquired if ever we grow tired of ranging all around the world and never settling down.
But one should be a little wary of remaining stationary, 'cause comfortable is lovely, but it's not the way we grow. When life starts to unravel, pick up your pack and travel. You'll find a strange serenity in places you don't know. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. You've got no map for showing which direction you are going.
But why start on a journey if you know where it will end?
And once you recognize,
to anticipate surprise, you'll relish every twist and turn that lies around the bend. Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee-da-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road.
The world has got its demons. There are many reasons why you'd find it harder to be brave than be afraid.
But every life could use some danger. Every friend was once a stranger. Ships are safe in harbor, but that's not why ships are made.
Wriggle-dee-dum-dee-doo-da-terry-o-dee-da-dee. A fwit-dee-dee-dee-dee. There's so much to see beyond the open door. It's outward bound we go. Who knows what we'll find that we've never found before. Adventures waiting further down the road. It's waiting for you further down the road. Adventures waiting further down the road.
Let's go!
Hi, folks. It's Mab Just Mab. I am the lone crew member this week. Crafting with the crew. That's me. I'm the crew today. Look at me. Look at me. I'm the crew today. That's right. Well, with all of the adventures that Nat 21 Adventures folks are doing in their everyday life, it has fallen upon me to maintain today's episode all by myself. Yes, it is making it with Mab. We are gonna make stuff today, and by stuff I mean things I need for Nat 21 Con this weekend. So what am I working on today, Mab? Excellent question. So this, for those of you who watch our Tuesday night show, is thank you, just some guy. Wait a minute, mostly. Yeah, no, I agree. That's fair. This is the owl hat from from Eisendoor's Vault of Tragic Treasures that Loon wears. And it never really comes up, but it does jack her wisdom. So there's that. And then, but I don't, here's a fun fact about it. So I assembled this out of all these different pieces and parts. It's actually a Hedwig hat, and it's like this heavy winter cap that then I attached all of like the white hair. Yeah, it was a subtle thing. I think it was never really covered, but she has encountered Eisendoor. So it's got the ear flaps, and then I pinned the ear flaps up. And by pinned, I mean everything's made with hot melt glue. The ears, okay, I sewed these on. The tough parts of the owl, this is a separate thing. Oh, and I stuffed it. Oh, that's good to know. And then I did the these eyebrows and added some additional stuff, feathers everywhere. So just this one cap alone is enough to make me sweat my balls off, and I don't even have balls. So I have been trying to come up with another solution for what to wear. So what I ended up doing was buying another $14 hat off of the internet and then just cutting the eye pieces out. All right, so that's already lighter. And then I got another set of these ear tufts here. And then I'm gluing these eyebrow feathers on and the side feathers. So right now, this is, you can see here, it's just the eyes. I'm not a juggler. That is actually, in all the years that I have known Paul, he has tried to get me to juggle, and I have refused steadfastly. Oh, I am not alone. Please welcome to the screen, the one, the only, the voice, Carmel. Wow.
Hello.
I'm making hats too.
Oh, good. That's perfect.
So yeah, this is what I have so far. But then the next part is going to be the white hair. Yes, Kitty is probably still asleep, and I can't blame her. I would be in bed right now if I could possibly pull that off. Kitty doesn't need to worry. She just needs to show up. So, this is it. It looks great. I just need to figure out the white hair part. Oh, that's true. Well, you know what? We did just find out. So Paul's having car issues. He was supposed to run this. I was supposed to do Deja Blandia stuff today, and I wasn't feeling up for Deja Blandia, all the adventure from getting ready for everything. And then, so it was all kind of last minute. But surprise, Carmel and Paul should be there invading Awesome Town eventually? Question mark?
Probably not till this evening.
Really?
Things. Yeah. I'm trying to move because I'm on my phone and not on my machine. I can't see the chat. So
yeah, that is
give me a minute and I'll be right back. Hold on. I'll do
things also where she's up now. Reverend Tommy says she's up now. She had to get out of the way so we could do his show. That's brutal. So, and then, yeah, Reverend Tommy, like I said, it was just entirely last minute change of schedule kind of thing. So, but good to know. And it's not too late. You're still welcome to hop in. Oh, wait, I know how to do that. I thought I knew how to do that. Okay, let's try that. So while that's opening, so here's the other thing that I have is a friend made this for me, and it's a silk veil that she tie-dyed. This was for another act I did to look kind of like an owl's wing, right? So I'm still trying to figure this out, but it's a veil and you're supposed to like, wear it around your neck and then do veil stuff with it thusly, right? But now what if I wear it on my head, right? And then, but now I look like a nun, which is really not what I'm going for with Loon, oddly enough. So we'll see. Reverend Tommy, I'm trying to figure out how to send you. My Discord is being obnoxious. It won't open. Oh, maybe I could log into Twitch. Thank you all for your patience in me working with technical difficulties. I click that. Boom. Done. I have done this. Oh, here's a new thing. I want to not brag, but show off. I have been wanting one of these for years. Behold, a cordless glue gun. Well, yeah, you're right. The hat might cover up the headband. I'm still kind of noodling with it, but it still kind of looked pretty nun-like to me. But yes, check this out. It's a cordless hot melt glue gun, and it's got like a little charger platform with a little thing that catches all your glue. But God, I tell you, most of my stuff that I make is glue gun based. Yeah. Well, there's the Joann's down the street from my house is shutting down to relocate. And so then I'm like, oh, they don't have anything. So then I went to the Joann's down the street, further down the street, and they are also relocating. So they're consolidating a bunch of Joann's fabrics into one. And I go there and everything's like 30, 40, 50% off. And I was like, I just went in for dye. $200 later. But like all the Cricut stuff was like 30 to 40% off, and Cricut is not cheap. So I picked up a ton of Cricut blanks, which are like the ideal surface. They've been tested and all that other stuff. But welcome back, Carmel. What are you working on?
Hi, can you hear me all right?
I can hear you all right.
Can you hear me all right?
I can hear you all right.
I can. I'm checking my where the output device is coming from. Sound preferences.
What's your output, baby? The cordless soldering irons? Wow.
All right. We are in business. I am working on my Metatron costume for the weekend. And because she's covered in eyes.
Oh, that's right. You were
working on
those
the eyes that I was working on last week. And
is it my connection?
I have this thing here. I made this about a year ago for a wedding that I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yeah. You just like
I am present and accounted for.
You are laggy. I don't know if I'm laggy or you're lagging.
It's because of the Wi-Fi. Hold on.
But I like what you got on your head right there. It's her brain. I'm actually talking about her brain. Yeah, right? Oh, okay. All right. You bring this up. I don't know if it was somebody who mentioned it on this show or not, but I found that you could order glass taxidermy eyes off of Amazon. And I picked them up. Let me see. Oh, yeah, they're right here. So I have like mason jars filled with stuff. This particular bucket is filled with googly eyes. Let me see. Are you there?
Is it better now?
Yeah, you still have two. It's weird. So, yeah, you can buy taxidermy glass eyes on Amazon. And somebody here recommended it. So I got some.
Nice. If you've got hyena ones, I would love them because I'm building a hyena thing eventually. They're orange.
Not like this orange.
They can be, but they're darker, and they I don't actually think they have a cat eye. I think it's a normal people because they're so dark. But anyways, this headdress I made about a year ago. And it used to be covered in stars. It's still covered in stars, but fully half of them have come off. And so now I'm going to cover it with eyeballs. So there'll be literally eyeballs and feathers circling around my head. So I'm just hot gluing today. Doing some hot gluing. Yeah. And I made a cape.
A cape?
I made a gold cape out of old bra cups and a prom dress.
Let me see this. Bra cups for the shoulders. Smart.
Right.
All
so
right,
it'll go around the middle, but it's big gold crimpies. So some sewing and some hot gluing today is what I'm up to.
Yeah, I'm all about the hot melt glue. Did you notice my cordless hot melt glue gun? I know.
Very sexy.
I have wanted one for years, and it's not that they're outrageously expensive, but they cost more than the $2 mini gun. But this is pretty nice. I regret nothing. Yes, I will absolutely be sending you the link on Discord. So it's coming along.
I think these eyeballs might be too big. These eyeballs might be a little too, like, some of them read a little bit less like eyes. Maybe they do. From a distance, they read more like eyes than up close. It's like an impressionist.
How are you making those?
So they're pieces of a wedding dress that I cut apart that had this applique all over it. It was actually an appliqued yardage. So I cut them out of the yardage and then I painted the black onto them.
What kind of paint did you use?
Just acrylic.
Okay, so just cool.
Yeah, it's not as my style of the Metatron is. It's a little like shaky, like it's in too many dimensions at once. It's not very clean. It's you
have some really good Metatron videos on your TikTok.
Thank you.
I love your Metatron videos. I know I'm coming off as a stalker.
No,
totally I am. I'm actually stalking you all the time.
I knew I felt something behind me.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, TikTok is a fun, weird place. Full of people who are making things, which I like, as opposed to just scrolling. I'm into that. Oh, this one's a good one. This is a nice, very clear eyeball situation.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
A Jack Kirby designed chair to sit in. I have read some comics in my time. I'm actually not a comic nerd. Okay. Because I didn't have the money for it. And that was before libraries started carrying graphic novels and comics. So I cannot I know how Jack Kirby draws people, but I can't recall. If you want to drop a link in the...
It's like super overstuffed cartoon, like super stuffed.
Yeah, like, just like his people ridiculous. Are all like meaty and made out of potato sacks.
Exactly.
I'm having second thoughts about turning this gold crown situation into covering it in eyeballs, because I kind of want to. It took so much work to make it that I'm like,
really? It looks very simple.
I wrapped every wire by hand.
Less simple. Less simple.
Next time, that's all fabric wire.
Next time, hit it with spray paint and then roll it in glitter.
It needed more texture than that because it was going to be an up close situation and not a
Uh-huh.
from the stage situation, and it had a lot of like sins that it needed to hide that the fabric was going to hide, because you know what this was? This was a flower wreath frame.
Yep.
So it needed some love in its life. But I have to match up a couple of eyes to like, because it's front and back, it's a 3-dimensional space. So I have to match up a couple that like, so that they can sandwich. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to work. New group of heroes and villains when he left Marvel to go to DC. It was an overarching idea called the Fourth World. Basically, old gods were dead and there were new gods. Metatron was sort of a new god of all knowledge. Hey, I mean...
That's basically Carmel right there in a nutshell.
But I am in the middle of a new show, a project that I'm building. It's an immersive audio show called The Journey to the Kingdom of Hypnos. And Metron. The protagonist of it is Mnemosyne. She's the goddess of memory in the Greek tradition. And I just did a photo shoot over the weekend, which I think is why I've been sleeping in for the last 3 days, because I stood outside essentially naked in the rain and the cold for hours on a photo shoot.
That was nice. Was that TG?
Yeah, Tug Gardner.
Yeah.
Where
was that? Was that Druid Hill or
there was the Blue Ridge Tunnel up in Afton Mountain. So they just reopened it as a national park trail, and it's a mile long. It's perfectly straight and perfectly flat. And it used to be a railroad tunnel, and it's dark because there is no electricity in it. There's no lights. There's no reflectors. Like, you can run through it. People were like on the jogging trail. I was like, good for you, kids. I'll just be here wearing this big green dress, mostly naked, getting a photo taken standing in this puddle. So we did the shoot and it went well, and we made an art baby. And then I was like, I want to walk through this tunnel. And so I had my oil lamp, and that's it. And so we walked all the way through the tunnel one direction, and I sang and recorded the sound and the like big echoing space. It was really cool. And then the thing is that it's a mountain. So you have like, where did you park? Back where we started. Well, I guess we're going to turn around and walk back through the tunnel. So we did. And it was, by the time we got out, it was 9:00 at night, and it was so weird.
And well, it's also still just like, it was dusk, deep dusk at 9:00 at night.
And it was foggy, super foggy. So it was like there was this white mist over everything. It made no sense. It was extremely disorienting, but super fun. I always love doing art stuff that's a little like body centric when in public. Like, I don't love it because I'm an exhibitionist. I love it because it's hilarious, and it's
also, why not both?
Well, why not both? I really like that people kind of get to like wander upon something. They're like, oh, that woman's nipple is just about to show, or like, oh, I don't know if I should be looking at that, or if I can like, am I welcome here? Like that, all of that is really funny to me when people like happen. And that's why I like street theater and busking, is that it's a surprise. So yeah, it was an interesting surprise, I'm sure, for the people who stumbled upon us.
Thinking probably summoning demons or super witchcraft, demonic possession. I mean, yeah, of course, duh.
What do you do with your weekends?
Clean the house.
I'm sure that's not true. I mean, I'm sure you clean your house, but I'm sure that's not what you fill your weekends. I'm sure your house gets cleaned. How about that?
Yeah. So, because I have Kitty and May are coming to stay, I had to kind of excavate extra guest room space.
Right, and the most comfortable mattress in the world. Until I bought the one that I have now. I have to say, I might give it a run for its money, but
it is a comfortable mattress. I'll give you that. But right now, we disassembled our second guest room a while ago, and we're trying to figure out how to reassemble it and still keep the second guest room as a dumping grounds for every other thing in the house.
I didn't know you had 2 guest rooms.
Yeah, we always kind of did. Technically, the house was 5 bedrooms. And so I turned the master bedroom into my studio, and then the other 2 rooms, one was dumping grounds, which was like, also had a guest bed in there. It was more of a futon. And then the other room, which was straight up a second guest room, like a regular guest room with like people renting it for short term turnaround. Like, yeah, just because we care about hospitality. And you know what else? Stay tuned, because we have another entity getting all crafty up into business.
Hells yeah.
Ready to get in on it, doing something crazy gestures in the backstage, and go. There he is. Welcome, Reverend Tommy, our Twitch mod. Yes.
Love that guy.
Yeah, seriously. Superhero. Estoy bien, y tú? ¿Cómo? Yeah.
This was the ambition.
Oh,
this is an international show.
How was the Ren Fair? Flavor Fest.
Yeah, I was a Flavor Fest held at the same exact grounds. It was pretty good. I did some glass blowing demos. So the few of my pieces, I still had a lot to bring back home, which is good because I know I see Zalani there in the chat. He's probably going to be picking up a whole bunch more stuff from what we've talked.
I have been thinking about what I want to pick up from your awesome glass stuff. And I like your plates. I like the infused plates that you do with cool stuff. How's your kiln working? I know that it was giving you trouble there. I swapped
out the relay, and it's been good to go. So that was just a relay that went out.
Nice. And what kind of stuff are you making out at the PA Ren Fair?
Well, there I was doing. I was the resident glass blower because the guy who only owns the shop is out at the OK RF at the Muskegee. So he needed someone to fill in for him because, you know, he's got contractual obligations.
Sure. So you were just making whatever?
Whatever.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, kind of. Whatever, you know, I wanted to try or, you know, re-practice skills again. Because I haven't been on the creation end of pipes in a couple of years. So, you know, it's just like any other very technical skill. You don't use it, you start to lose it.
That's true. I got to confess something. Sometimes I watch glass blowing videos on YouTube, and I love it. And I don't know if I have the stones to be near something that inferno hot scalding. I mean, me and glue guns, I've gotten second-degree burns from a glue gun. So, yeah, right? You know exactly what I'm talking about.
Well, if you come back out to PA again during the season for a visit, you know, because I think it'd be hilarious to see Ayala's mom heckle Christine at one of her shows. You know,
yeah, Ayala's mom is not flammable. She's very meltable because everything on that woman is synthetic. Her hair, her clothes, it would melt and adhere, and I would become a literal dragonborn. Not a sexy.
We do offer make your own lessons where you'd get to make your own pumpkin, paperweight, ornament, or a flower.
I'm interested.
Instructor.
I'm interested.
It's about a 20-minute session, and normally the pricing is $65 for the session. That covers the instruction,
Take my money.
the color, the shipping, because it's got to cool down overnight and whatnot. Everything. $65, and then bam, nice little 20-minute session. A lot
All right,
more
I'll do it.
fun than if you were to go to like Corning or whatever, to the actual, glass museum and stuff.
Those are chumps. Those guys are chumps. I'll do it. I'm in. Sign me to F up. Oh man, I'm so there.
I'll do it.
So seriously. Oh my god, that'd be so awesome. Just some guy had a good question. Are the plates that you make in your thing dishwasher safe? In your kiln?
They should be, but a lot of folks, we like to stick with a hand wash only, just as a precaution. And they're not that big or a pain to do a quick, So I still recommend a hand wash. I think for the few stuff, I don't think I've ever used any of my Fuse stuff at a point where it's actually had to be washed. My blown glass stuff, that I have run through a dishwasher. But that's a little bit different type of glass and whatnot. So I recommend hand washing just to make it easier and guarantee it's going to survive.
Nice. And that hat is super duper coming along, Carmel.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. Thank you.
I love it. It reminds me of the Lord of the Rings animated. One of the wizards, one of the elves, I want to say it was Elrond.
It's supposed to be more like this.
That had the halo with the stars on it, I think.
All right.
I'll have to look that up. But so I got to tell you, just some guy, you had a soldering iron fall on your hand once while making something, and I feel that pain. I used to do faux finishes, and we would cut our own stencils. And we used basically what looked kind of like a soldering iron with a fine tip. And the cable, the cord wrapped around the corner of the table that I was sitting at. And when I went to put it away, it slipped out of my hand and fused with the flesh right here. To this day, I think that may be one of the worst burns I have ever gotten. I had to pull it back, and my skin had melted to the iron. Nope. And so I stuck my hand in cold water, and the second I took it out, it was still cooking. It was still burning like it was cooking. And then within minutes, I had a blister of cooked, leathered skin that was puffed up this big. And it was the worst pain. Well, second worst pain. I have had worse pain from glass walking. But I still get squicked out just thinking about that. So someone please bring up another topic that doesn't involve searing flesh.
Oh man, that's all I got today. I've got a couple of stories, for searing.
We're not talking about searing flesh. What are you? You're weeding something there, Tabby. What are you weeding there, buddy?
So I am working on some stencils because I'm doing some screen print.
I have been interested in doing that. Is that how you did the Legion of Gnome mask? Where they
the banana Dana?
The banana Dana.
Yes. I also made myself a mask for myself for Jersey for when I'm operating as this side.
And that was screen printed.
Yep.
What does that say? Here,
Mr. Snack.
No.
Man Snack.
Yes.
Oh, Chase Treasure. That's what they call. That's a nice little
Gotcha.
mask.
Yep. So I made this.
Nice. That's a
because
good job.
I'll be their man snack for their shows. My bandana is too far away to reach. It's on the floor.
I know. I've got a thing that's too far away to reach too, so hold on a second. I want to go get it.
What's the do we know when the fair opens and when it closes?
I think it opens at 10.
Yes, gates for the public are at 10. And I
And
believe
then it closes when?
I believe finale is usually 5.
Okay.
I'll be there early.
Yeah, we all will.
Since I'm with Chase Treasure, I have permission to get in early with all the other independents.
Nice.
Yup.
So I made this. Come on,
I
girl.
saw.
Look at this. It's a t-shirt. Battle Slav.
And it's
Just some
shiny.
guy asks, are there any fairs that stay out that open past sundown? I don't think there are, actually. Also, because in summertime, sundown is 9 a lot of times.
Yes, PA in the fall. Carolina, I believe, also will might still have some nighttime hours with their opening. Zolani can key up for that because that's his local.
Years ago, I worked at a fair, Connecticut, and our stage was backed up against this massive tree. And they had all of these paper lanterns that weren't really made of paper, but basically paper lanterns strung through the tree. Like, it was huge, huge tree. Like, a person couldn't wrap their arms around the trunk big.
Wow.
And that fair opened at noon and went until 8 or 9 o'clock at night.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't know if that fair still exists or not, but it
There
was
is
really
a
nice.
Connecticut fair, but I don't.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same one.
The same.
I don't think it is.
And ask our boy Shakespeare about that.
Well, I did ask him because it was so long ago that I did that fair that I can't remember much about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think it exists anywhere. So you're saying fireworks every night for the 10 Ren Fair? Oh, Texas Ren Fair. A couple of states that start with T. Aha.
Yeah, you got to make sure you're paying attention and keep track of what all the abbreviations are for places.
Right? What's the difference between, how do you know the difference between Texas Ren Fair and Tennessee Ren Fair?
One has a handle and one has a spout. I don't know.
Is it TNRF or TX?
They say 10 Ren, not T Ren for Tennessee. I don't know.
They just say 10 Ren because they like rhyming. And I
mean,
say
who
they, I
doesn't?
actually mean me. I like rhyming. That's yeah.
What I meant was basically building a spider web of glue.
Me too. Did you just see me pulling it out of my hair?
Like, ah. So I'm coming as the Metatron with my stilts as well. And when I say my stilts, I mean onto stilts. And to see, like if there are moments when I'm Metatroning like that, which I'm excited by, but also that's going to be a lot of work. And then I also will have Nespira. I don't know what Nespira is going to wear because she does what she chooses. She's rich and like not worried about what anybody thinks. And so like when I did the show, I had her in a gold kimono and underwear, like, so I think she might just, but I don't work Ren fairs the way that you guys do. I do cabaret and I do immersive theater. So I wonder if I'm allowed. Like, what's allowed here? Because we're like guests, but we're not guests, and we're representative, but we're not. So I'm like, the Metatron is not a real creature, and it's, completely made out of lycra and gold lame. So like, how is that any different than Aspira walking around in a gold foil kimono and silk undergarments? So yeah, it's just a thought about like how to plan moving forward.
Right. I was surprised at how much effort has gone into costuming for a show that I'm not working technically.
Right. What you showing, Tommy?
Look at that. Here, embiggen. Oh. Wow.
Uh-oh.
That's nice.
What did you make me?
That's a stencil.
What are you gonna do with it? Where's it going?
Nice. Oh my God.
Cool.
Tommy.
I like it.
Wow. You are a freaking champion there.
Do you think that mine should say both? Are people confused by the glamour hobo / I have so many identities.
Well, you are both because you have shows both aspects.
That's true.
Like this one here, which is not weeded out, so you can't see it. It's a Thekla / Tarot.
Oh, okay.
And then there's a Dungeon Master.
Ooh.
Sociopath. Professional sociopath.
Yeah, that's fair.
I gotta say, when I started announcing him that way and everybody kind of laughed a little too hard, it's a little too real. When you start thinking about it, you're like, oh, I guess when you put it like that, it's not untrue. That's super exciting. Thank you. I hope you don't mind that I'm gonna like cut out the neck and like fuck with the t-shirt a bit, because I'm not really a t-shirt wearing person, but I love a big boat neck.
Same.
I wanna rep, but I also wanna feel like myself.
Oh, that's cool.
I flash dance all my shirts.
Yeah, exactly. The flash dance neckline. The whole time we're just gonna go, what a feeling! Gotta believe it. Yes. Magnus wants that one that says Magnus / Magnus.
He's such a jerk.
All right.
So I'm trying to get these shirts done because I've only got a couple of days myself.
Yeah. So I'm like looking at my list of things to do before the thing. And unfortunately, everything I have left involves computer work. And it's awkward to do computer work while broadcasting. Sorry, I don't know that.
Right. Well, we can also, like, there is such an allowance for ending a show early because we can't all be here. There is such an allowance.
I've got computer face right now. I can tell I do. That's where I'm like looking at the thing that I'm working on, and my eyes are like focused on this.
All right, so
Sir David Percival, that is one of the things that I need to work on.
Evil, yes,
is
evil.
The last two. That's funny. That is nice. So I'm doing some graphic design stuff. Everything's on a computer right now. Yeah. But I have to finish. So here's my task list, and I'm kind of going over it for my own edification. So appreciate your patience here. I have to make the Nat 21 con stickers. I have to make some battle slot stickers. I need to make the Nat 21 Adventures handouts. Like everybody gets a sticker. I have to do the recipe graphics. I have to do there's another graphic thing I had to do. Crap, I don't remember. I don't know if anybody made Hildy's gin and tonic recipe for Weird Scouts. Oh, and yeah, and I had to.
I would make it if someone would tell me the recipe.
Let me. I think I'm gonna have to log off so that I can
do the work.
But I can leave you two in charge.
You can. I will. I can die on that hill. Is that what I mean to say? Yes.
But I want to say thanks so much, everybody, for tuning in and collaboratively working. I got this owl mask thing.
It looks great.
He's done faster than I thought. I actually started before we broadcast because I thought it was going to take a lot longer. But
it looks really good.
Thank you. All right, Carmel.
I'm in it.
You guys are in charge.
Okay.
I'll see you guys this weekend at Nat 21 Con. Yay!
I don't think that's what this is.
Yeah, it is. It's 100% Nat 21 Con.
Okay.
We'll write a
100%.
haiku and make it so.
There it is. Thank you, Reverend Tommy. I'll see you guys later.
Bye.
See ya.
Ah, no. Everything's fine. She said. So let me just wax poetic while I hot glue things about this show that I'm building with the world. So I'm doing, and feel free to weigh in the chats. I'm building a immersive audio experience that will take you on a journey to the kingdom of sleep, which is in the Greek underworld, in their tradition. It is a place. Sleep, is a person, and he is the benevolent king of your slumber times. He's not like Zeus, who's always got a friggin' agenda. But he rules over 60% of people's lives because they sleep 60% of the time. And so there are 5 rivers in the underworld, in the Greek underworld. There's there's Styx, there's Acheron, there's Tartarus, and then there's 2 more, which are known as Lethe and Mnemosyne. Lethe is the river of oblivion. That's where you go to forget your life and forget who you were completely. And it allows you to enjoy your afterlife and then be reincarnated without baggage. Kind of the fool at the beginning of the fool's journey again. But Mnemosyne's river is the river of memory. And so if you're dunked in it, you remember everything, all of the lives you've ever lived, everything you've ever done. And it pushes you into this torpor because it's overwhelming and it's upsetting. But you're taken care of, and then you recover. And so most people choose the water of Lethe, of oblivion, and because they don't want to know. Life is hard and painful for many, many people. It's difficult for everybody, but it's heavy. It's even yet heavier for many. And so why wouldn't you choose a clean slate? But Mnemosyne is the guide on this audio journey, and she's going to take you down into the underworld, like spiral you down into the kingdom of sleep, kind of like a guided meditation. And there'll be noises and like sound Foley work to like bring you down. And she'll talk to you a bit and introduce you to the characters of the space. And then I think the conflict is about choosing memory or choosing oblivion. And so her sister, Lethe, might show up as a character as well to kind of argue for your soul or argue for your mind and your memories. And what are we, if not a collection of our memories and our experiences and the spiritual and epigenetic collection of our ancestors and those yet to come? So like choosing to take a break from that or to not know of those things, to me, is awful. That's an awful way to live. And so every person who goes on the journey, it'll just be in your headphones and you'll be blindfolded, so it'll keep you in the dark, gets to make those choices or think about it. And then by the end of it, you'll spiral back up out of the underworld. But that's like the one smallest version. It's just this audio experience. And then it'll kind of blossom into a visual component of like you walk into a space and the space actually surrounds you with like back projections and painted stuff that like keep you in the world and on the journey, with meeting the characters as these kind of like creatures that not come out of the walls, but are like filmed, and I play all of them. And yeah, it's and then it can be, a live and in-person thing where I, as Nemo Siney in my green dress, I can actually do a screen share and show you the thing that we made over the weekend, I think. We'll like welcome you into the space and like put the headphones on you, and it'll be a whole like actual in-person exchange, because that's the kind of theater I like, and it's the theater I do, and it's the theater I'm good at. So this year has been really hard to admit that I have such a Achilles heel in that respect. But it's a project that has concentric circles, like the rings of a tree. It has this like audio component, and then it can get bigger or like live differently. I can see taking it, especially if I do an immersive like pod, like taking it to a con or to a Renaissance fair and having it be a thing that encapsulates you in a space. Little pop-up transport pod to another world. I like to do things like that. I assume that if I like to, then maybe other people like to too. But what do you guys think? Questions, comments, things that would be totally freaked out by?
Carmel, quick, we've got our haiku for the weekend, courtesy of Magnus. Gone NJRF. Now is Nat 2-1 Con Fair. They can't stop it now.
Let me do it in my radio voice. Gone NJRF. Now is Nat 2-1 Con Fair. They can't stop it now. There you go. Clink.
I don't have a proper gong, but I could do a click.
I don't have a gong in this room either. I have it won't do it. It won't do it. I'm trying to see if I can screen share from the video, the little thing that we did. I don't know if I can because I'm not actually in charge. But share video file, share screen. Let's find out. You guys get to see the back end of my Facebook. Heyo. I'd like to hear more stories about searing flesh. Because Mab said don't say them when she was here.
Oh.
But now it's just you and me.
I was wondering where that came from for a second. Because I looked at the chat. I didn't see nothing in the chat about searing flesh. And then you finished your statement. I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
So I've worked with a lot of other hot substances, the glass, obviously. I've used a soldering iron myself quite a bit because I make cowboy rope baskets.
Okay.
Out of used lariat rope. And those ropes are it's like wax soaked. So I use that to basically fuse the ropes together, coil it up to make bowls. So I've burned, the tips of my fingers or the side of the knuckles a couple of times using those.
Is this working on your end? Can you see this?
I see nothing but just us. Hold on. Your thing.
There it goes. So this is just off the back of the camera of the photo shoot, and the singing is me in the tunnel on the long walk at the end of the shoot. Wait for it. Hair. I had to keep spinning around to get the fabric to lay right. But as it got wetter and wetter, it got harder and harder.
That's what she said?
So it's coming along. Ta-da! That's the art baby from the weekend. Remove. Very bright. And that was like no color correction. That was just, everything was so green because everything was so rained on and wet.
All right.
Here it goes. All right. I'm going to glue a couple more of these stars and eyeballs on here. Then I'm going to switch over to my cape. But
Yeah, I finally finished weeding all of the stencils.
Justin Guy Tennessee says he saved his chemistry lab partner from being burned. That counts. That totally counts. I'm going to say it counts. You get a gold star.
But some of the worst burn, one of the couple of the worst burns I've had was while glass blowing, grabbing the hot end of the pipe.
Oh God, yeah, I cannot even imagine.
Because I grabbed basically just kind of like right along there in my hand.
Yep.
So the palm of my hand, the tips along the fingers and all that. But we immediately got my hand ducked into one of the buckets of water that we have for our wooden tools to keep them wet. And then just, had that just sitting in there in that cold water for, 15 minutes or so. Just to suck the heat out.
Yeah.
And then we put some burn cream on. And then, a couple of days later, my hand's fine.
Wow.
No
well, that
blister,
was
no burn.
Smart thinking, fast thinking.
And I'd also had burned the inside of my wrist right here.
So when I was in high school and part of college, I worked at a Chipotle, and I have still burns on my forearms from cleaning the tortilla presses. In those days, they were square shaped, and we actually had to scrub them clean at the end of every day, instead of what they do now, which is nothing, I suppose. I don't know. But you had to lean over and do it, and I just had constant burns because we had to do it while they were hot. So I think they finally got wise that was like an insurance hazard, like a workman's comp hazard, and figured out a new technology that you didn't have to do that with. But that was after my time.
Yeah, so the time that I burnt my the inside of my wrist, I did the same exact thing. I went because I was at the hot shop at Hack, Harrisburg Area Community College, where I was making glass at.
They call it the hot shop?
Yeah, that's what it's called because the shop is hot.
What?
I know, right? It's inconceivable.
Inconceivable.
Which I need to go back and rewatch that from yesterday, so I never really finished it.
Okay.
But I ran out of the hot shop around the corner to grab the hose, and then just started spraying my wrist down with the hose with cold water. Again, just to get it to cool it down, suck the heat out, and stop the burning from penetrating in. And that one also, it may have looked a bit nasty because it's such a softer skin underneath, but I had like no pain or anything like that. Had a funky little mark, from what I burned my wrist on. But again, quick reactions and no subsequent pain following.
Wow. You are lucky. Your like ugly burns have all been handled really well. Like you understand how to take care of your body. What's that like?
All right.
All right, I think I've got all the eyeballs on that are going to go on. So many eyeballs.
All eyes on you.
That's right. All right, let's try it out.
Come on.
Don't know if I'm going to be wearing a wig or not, but okay, let's see. I think it's working. I like that it's not symmetrical. Fear not! I think it works. Hooray! Now I can sew my cape. Huzzah. It was missing one, and I just couldn't figure it out. And then just snip. Perfect. Thank you, Zalani.
Yeah, I gotta go to the closet and pack my garb for the weekend to find what pieces I need to take.
We are going to log off soon. So, dear ones, so if you've got anything you want to say or talk about, we're going to wrap in about 8 minutes. We're over the hour mark, but we're not going to stick with it till 2 today. Because we're all trying to get to this fair and actually see you. Has anybody got any joyous prompts that they want to share for the week? Or are we all just doing our damnedest to keep it together? I'm still looking for a place to live and work in Philly. If anybody's got any leads, I'd be happy to hear them. In the Philly-Baltimore area. And maybe Australia. Maybe I'll just go straight to Australia. I'd like that. That's
Australia's still in lockdown.
Yeah, that's my goal, is to end up there, as my base, or at least spend half the year there. But yeah, other than that, I'd say, you Philly Baltimore people, still looking. I just have like mad crazy things for the Metatron that are just like, it's in a big pile and nothing's really like planned. Aw, thanks, just some guy. Appreciate that. That's a nice prompt for the weekend. In the week. What is a weekend? It's still one of my favorite things. Rich people say it. What is a weekend? But also performers. What is a weekend? Because really, like, what is that? Monday, Tuesday? Monday's for driving home. Tuesday is for cleaning your house. This is the jacket situation that might go on the Metatron, and I'm thinking of putting a bunch of eyes on it, especially on the back.
What? The Metatron's thinking of more eyes?
More eyes.
Inconceivable.
And again, as Mab mentioned, I have been doing a lot of TikToking. So if you wanna, as the Metatron. So if you want to follow me, I am at Carmel Cleven on TikTok. Hashtag Glamour Hobo. It's a lot of like weird rando stuff of like, oh, I'm going to make dandelion fermented juice. Oh, I'm going to build a hat. Oh, I'm going to be the Metatron. Oh, I'm going to sing you a song. Oh, it's me traveling, doing a travel log. So it's pretty random, but I like it.
This is...
Well, darlings, I'm gonna call it, since we're officially over the 1 hour mark. I know that they like us to do that at the very least. And Reverend Tommy's got some very serious weeding to do and some face down in it stuff, and so do I. So,
Yeah,
my loves, my darlings, it is a pleasure and a privilege to spend time making things with you. And I and Tommy will see you on Saturday in New Jersey. Bye.
See you, folks.